Hi, welcome to this video demo for the Peep Learning Together program online training. My name is Natasha and this is my colleague Sarah. We both work for the Peep project in Aberdeen. So Sarah, are you okay to get us started and describe what's happening here?
Yeah, so this is how we would set up for a group session. Within this room, obviously for video purposes, Natasha and I are quite close together. We are as far apart as we can be for social distancing. However, in a regular group setting, we would probably be at either side of the blanket. Just so it's a more natural environment for the parents, so that they're not feeling like we're in a teacher role. Our blanket on the floor is where we centre the group session around. If we have babies, it might be a thicker kind of mat, but for the toddlers, the blanket is enough. We also have, I don't know if you can see them in the video, but some place settings around with the mats. It kind of just gives maybe a clear identity for where the families can sit. We have our name badges. We always wear name badges when doing a Peep group. It makes it easier for us to all be identified, and we can use each other's names without the worry of forgetting them. I think it's very important that parents all have their name badges, because they were people before they became parents and they don't often get to hear their name. They are somebody's mum or dad or granny or granda. The children all wear them as well, and we use that for the purpose of our hello song, so that we can use everybody's names when we're in it. You can see behind us we have our Oran poster, and we have our group agreement, which would have been made up with the group that we are attending. So each one is kind of personalised to the group that we're at. We have some books laid out on our mat, and that's just a nice way for the families to be able to come in and have a moment to share some books together while they wait for the group to begin. Is there anything else?
Just to say that what you can't see is that I'm facing the door, and that's to welcome any families who come in, whether they're late or on time. It's just nice to have a friendly face, smile for them, to welcome them. And I think we're good to sing. So I'm going to collect the books so that they're not a distraction while we are singing our songs.
For the purpose of the video, we're going to be going in and out of roles. So at some points, Natasha is going to be the group practitioner, and I'm going to be the parent with my child. So we will come in and out of role to explain what we're doing.
Okay, great. So let's get started. This is an awkward moment where I'm a practitioner and a parent. So we have Ben and Toby, and this is Sarah and Beyonce, and we're gonna sing Hello. We're lucky in Aberdeen, we have a huge resource library, so we have laminated reusable copies of the words for the songs. We don't always use these for familiar songs. We might just sing off key and off the top of our head.
Always off
key. And speaking of that, we know that not everyone is comfortable singing, and we always reassure parents. I personally say I sing with more passion than I should, and Sarah's pretty enthusiastic singer as well. But the point is modeling for our kids, and having an opportunity to sing and all the benefits that come with singing. Peep also has, I don't know if you can see behind Sarah's head, a Singing Together book. So a lot of the songs we use for the different sessions are here. If there's new songs, we can also share them on Facebook page before, or give parents handouts. So there's lots of different ways to share songs. We found that these work because, it makes parents more comfortable to see what the songs are. Okay. So we'll start with Hello. We're going to start with the child's name first, and then the grown-up's name. And so we'll sing to start with Sarah and Beyonce, and then we'll come to myself, Ben, and Toby. All right?
For this session, we are pretending that Beyonce, Ben, and Toby are toddlers.
Yes. Okay. So, you ready, Beyonce?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hello, Beyonce. Hello, Sarah. Hello, both of you. It's good to see you here. Hello, Ben. Hello, Toby. Hello, Natasha. It's good to see you here. Yay! by Sarah. Just to introduce our topic, so as a practitioner, I would introduce my topic, what we're doing, what the focus of our session is, probably after the hello song or maybe before. So I would be saying to my parents right now that today's topic is mark making, and I'm just going to share with you how can I provide opportunities for my child to start making marks, and how will this help them with their early writing. So that's what we're going to do today. Our songs, our story, and our activity will all be focused around that. So let's do a good one to warm up our hands. We'll do Wind the Bobbin, and this is a good one. You can look out at the group, or you can have your child face you to make eye contact, okay? So we know this one. Ready? Wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Wind it back again, wind it back again, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Point to the ceiling, point to the floor, point to the window and point to the door. Clap your hands together, 1, 2, 3. Put your hands upon your knees. Yay! Good job. And we're gonna start warming up our hands some more. We'll do open, shut them. We'll just pretend I sent you guys all the lyrics beforehand, so we know that, because you don't have a copy with us right now. And this is great for the fine motor skills. And some of you would know that fine motor skills are the little muscles in your child's hands. And those are the muscles we need for mark making and writing. So, ready to open, shut them?
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Open, shut them, open, shut them, give a little clap. Open, shut them, lay them in your lap. Open, shut them, give a little shake. Open, shut them, keep them wide awake. Open, shut them, don't get in a muddle. Open, shut them, give yourself a cuddle. I love how that one ends with a cuddle. And Sarah, I'm sorry, we're gonna do another favorite of mine. We're gonna do Let's All Clap Together, again for the hands, and then we're just gonna go, for training purposes, we're gonna go to wobble. Partly because I love a wobble, and partly because this is a good opportunity to maybe share with parents that gross motor skills, the big muscles in our children's bodies, also need to be toned and have opportunities so that you can develop the little fine motors, and wobbling is a good way to do that. So, should we clap together? So we'll just do clap and we'll do wobble, okay? You ready? Let's all clap together, clap together. Let's all clap together, clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap this away, clap, clap that away. Clap, clap all the day, clap, clap, clap. All right, my favorite part, you ready? Let's all wobble together, wobble together. Let's all wobble together, wobble, wobble, wobble. Wobble, wobble this away, wobble, wobble that away. Wobble, wobble all the day, wobble, wobble, wobble. Yay! So, in my Peep session, I would normally have some songs that are linked to the topic and the key ideas that we want to share with families. And with this being the topic of mark making, different opportunities to develop those fine motor and even gross motor skills. But this is everyone's group, so I'd also ask people to choose some favorites, and we would, have a nice sing-along, some more songs that might not relate to the topic, but are still important to the families.
Yeah. I think particularly with the toddler group, the toddlers will always have a favorite song, so it's nice to include them. Or you sometimes don't get them to cooperate.
Okay, so what we're gonna do next, we'll sing some more songs at the end of the session. What you do next depends on the routine of your group and what your activities are and what your talk time is going to be about. So I traditionally in my groups sing my songs and read my story, and then we get on with our talk time and our joint activity or talk time with an activity. Sarah kind of does it the other way around and does her activity and then comes back for the story. But Sarah and I both agree, because today's session is mark making and that involves messy play, that we're going to read our story first. And after we read our story, then we'll get into the activity. And that's just a practical tip, just because sometimes after messy play and getting all the kids cleaned up and they're all wired up, it can be difficult to get them to settle for a story. So for that purpose, we're going to go ahead and read our story. And Sarah's going to do that. I'm going to get Toby and Ben so they can see.
So I'm not going to read the full story, but I'll give you kind of an insight as to how I would do it. And at this point, I would ask the children to kind of gather closer to, you could have Beyonce please, so the children can gather in to see the story, particularly if it's a smaller book like this, so just so the pictures are clearer to see. If not, what I could do is go around, particularly with baby groups, I think that's always a good idea. You go round with the book to show them the pictures, just so everyone can have a look. So this book is Peep Paints His Room, and it's by Lisa Honeyman and illustrated by Catherine Groves. Let's have a look and see. Peep's bedroom was getting a brand new colour. The walls were all white and couldn't be duller. Peep was excited to have something new, and he wanted to help us with painting too. There was red and blue, there was orange and green, more colours than Peep had ever seen. We've got so many colours, Peep's mum said. Choose your favourite. I like red. She left the room for just a minute. Peep tripped on the paint tray and fell right in it. He picked himself up all covered in blue, then stepped in the yellow and the orange too. Peep shook his wings and ran all about. He made lots of marks that he couldn't get out. He looked all around at the mess he'd made. There were lines and squiggles of every shade. Peep's mum said, "Goodness, what's all this?" Peep started to cry, so she gave him a kiss. "It's very pretty. I like what you've done, especially the yellow. It looks like the sun." Look at the sun. Can you see it? It does look like the sun. "It's just some paint. We can fix it all, but I think we'll leave a small patch on just a small patch on the wall. After all, it's your very first art. Let's get you cleaned up and we'll make a start." Look at all of that mess. You guys messy painters? I think you might be. So that's a little example of how you maybe share the story with them. And I mean, obviously within that, reading the story is quite animated, and we use different kind of tones of our voices at different parts of the story, which lets them, it builds up that anticipation, excitement, and it really gets the children involved and captivated in the story. You can sometimes feel a little bit silly putting on the voices, however, they absolutely love it. And if you do feel uncomfortable, I'm sure the reaction that the children give you will be enough to kind of bolster your confidence as you get on with it. It feels very unnatural doing it like that. However, as I say, when you have that reaction from the children, it becomes addictive. I'm certainly addicted to reading the stories.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
If you deliver a group with Sarah, she's reading the story, so just put that out there.
I'm a big hug.
And that's the message you would share to parents too, like, oh, I did that voice, it's really good, it gets their attention on the point. So great, well thank you, Sarah. So the other essential part of a Peep group that we need to include is a talk time, and there's 3 different ways to do a talk time. There's the question, the message, and the activity. So what we're going to do for demonstration purposes is Sarah and Beyonce are going to be the family, and I'm going to be the practitioner, and we're going to do a one-to-one around the activity. Okay, so you're welcome to have your plan or your topic there just to keep you on track about the different key ideas you want to share with families and make sure you get there, and also to keep you straight for the activity. So, are you ready, Sarah?
Yes,
You ready, Beyonce?
We are ready.
Okay. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Beyonce. How are you guys today?
We're okay, thank you.
You're good. How was last week? Did you guys make it to the park?
Yeah, we did. There was a nice day last Wednesday, so we took the opportunity to kind of take a wander down and go there. It was nice. It was quite quiet.
So, I just want to remind you, remember we said that I know you guys love the park anyway, but one of the benefits of the park is Beyonce can climb and build those big muscles in her body, and her big muscles will help her so that she can focus on the little muscles and help her learn to write. So, as I told you last week, I know you're a little nervous. We're going to do some mark making today with some messy play. I know that makes you uncomfortable, but you're okay to try it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if it gets too much, I did bring some pens and paper for you and Beyonce, but
I'm sure she's going to love it. I mean, we've not done much of it, but we kept her pajamas on just in case.
Oh, that's a good
idea.
idea.
I know what you said about messy clothes.
So I have the vinyl for her, and we're gonna do, because she said she didn't have any skin allergies. We're gonna do some shaving foam. It is non-toxic. But so if she puts it in her mouth, it won't taste nice, but it'll be safe. Okay?
Your mouth.
You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, ready? Shh.
Oh, that's
Oh, look at that. All right. So I know Mom's a bit nervous, so I got you guys some lolly sticks so you can start. But I love mess, so I'm gonna stick my hand in and I'm gonna squish it.
Oh my God.
What can you do, Beyonce? What can you do, Sarah?
Okay, I'll try and touch it. Oh, it's not very nice.
Look how brave your mom is trying it. Are you gonna try it too, Beyonce? You're gonna try a little bit and see what shapes you can make. Oh, you're making some dots. That's good. So the shapes they make, like dots and lines and squiggles, those give them the practice so that when it's time to hold a pencil, they can write letters.
Okay.
So doing this is really good for their little muscles, which they call the fine motor muscles. Oh, look at you going into it. That's really good.
I mean, she would like it.
That is good. And how do you feel? Like, do you think you can do more of this at home?
Yeah, this seems okay. Like the bath soap as well, we could maybe get some of that.
Yeah.
Because in the bath it won't make a mess.
Well, I know you said you didn't do much at home, but knowing Beyonce and how much she's enjoying this, how clean is she when she eats?
She's really messy.
Yeah.
Really messy. Yeah, it just goes everywhere. We've got a mat like this underneath her head chair because she just.
Yes.
Yeah.
And with her yogurt, what'd she do with her yogurt?
Goes on her tray.
Yes.
Mashed around.
So that, and I'm sure, she gets a bath all the time. She'll be getting a bath today, Beyonce.
Yes, will be.
So those are other opportunities you're giving her to make marks and to make work those little muscles so that when it's time, you can write. You're gonna write your big fancy name, Beyonce. Okay, was that fun?
Yeah.
Yes, well I brought a towel for you guys.
Thank you.
So clean up, and I got you're pretending, guys. I've got your handout of things.
Oh, thank you.
So there's a recipe for Play-Doh on there, but there's also some information. The topic handout has information about the things you're already doing to support Beyonce and her making marks and the benefits of those.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Bye. Bye.
Okay, so that was an activity. That's an activity that you can adapt for a one-to-one session, or you can adapt for a group. And this topic, mark making, is really good. It's from the early literacy strand, and the stage for it is any. So we've used this at baby groups and toddler groups, preschool groups, mixed age groups. So it is a very versatile topic, and it gives you lots of different suggestions of different activities you can do for messy play. So the other two ways to do a talk time are a question and a message. So I'm just going to chat through briefly a question. I might ask you and Beyonce to dip in a bit for some conversation, and then Sarah's going to talk to us about the message. So the question for this topic is, what marks have you noticed your baby or child making? So for this, I might have an activity out while the kids are making marks, or I might have a heuristic play out, so it's less messy and we can have more discussion with the families. It just depends. You'll know your families and you'll know what will work for them. So for this one, we'll just pretend like they're painting, and I'll be like, Sarah, what marks have you noticed Beyonce making lately when she's not at Peep group?
Well, I have a really long window in my sitting room, and she's just discovered that her breath can fog up the window, and she likes to make little tiny fingerprints on the window. Or if she's been eating something, she likes the smudges.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a bit annoying for the housework, but she does seem to really like it. She spends a lot of time kind of there squiggling, and I find her little fingerprints everywhere.
But that's great that you're recognizing that's mark making, you know, and I know it makes more for you cleaning up, but probably less cleaning up than paint, you know, so yeah, well done for you for noticing that that smeared windows are mark making, Beyonce. So this would hopefully spark a discussion amongst the other families, what mark making they're doing, pointing out that a lot of the activities they're doing with their families, whether, you know, it's organized like paint and crayons and Play-Doh, or if it's, you know, them fogging up the window and drawing their own pictures, playing with their yogurt, splashing in the bath, are all opportunities for mark making, opportunities to get those key ideas like, oh, you're working those little muscles, you know, it's good for eye-hand coordination, that she's putting her Cheerios in the bowl, lots of different ways to pick up on what they're doing at home and tie them into the key ideas that we're trying to share with the families. So, anything you would add to that?
No, I think that's...
Okay, so we've done an activity, we've talked about the question, and then the third way to do a talk time is to start with a message. So Sarah's going to chat us through that.
So for the message, what I would normally do is, this is just a laminated piece of paper, because it's easy to wipe off the dry mark. But if you don't have access to laminator, just a plain piece of paper will do. We just use this because it's easy to reuse it. So what I would sometimes do is write the message up like this, and then I would just deliver it to the group when our talk time is happening. So again, Natasha, I'll ask you to maybe dip in out of here just to kind of make it a bit more real. So I would say, so our message for today is physical activities are an important part of learning to write. So once I've delivered it, I might then ask the parents to kind of clarify what their understanding of that message is. So say, what do you think about that message, Natasha?
Is it giving them opportunities for like their small hands, like Play-Doh and stringing beads and those kinds of things?
Well, yes, but you know, we're kind of, if you're looking at that, the physical activities, so that's using their small, their kind of their pincer grips. So yeah, so that would all be adding up to that. But if you think about kind of as well, like the bigger movements, so the park, if you were to go to the park what do Ben and Toby like going to the park?
Well, I mean, I just pulled them off the chairs. You know they're climbers.
Yeah.
They're big climbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of that as well, like I think we always think about the small things because we're looking at their hands to think about how their hands are going to hold pencils to write. But when you think about the body as the whole, you know, when the core muscles start to go out to the bigger muscles, they need to be able to do all those big movements to be able to then write. At this point as well, if there's any little bits of information that you know, it's quite good to be able to slot them in. An example that I would always use for this one is about the big movements, which then have the impact on the smaller movements. There's an activity where the parents can do where they hold a pencil and they do small writing on a piece of paper, and somebody else feels right in the middle of their back, just very lightly in their back, and then they can feel their whole back muscles working, and that really then hits home for the parents as to actually those big muscles are controlling those little muscles. So it really gets them to think in a practical way about how their children at the park has that correlation with their children being able to pick up a pencil and draw a picture or write their name. It can be quite impacting. I don't know if there's anything else.
No, I think that's great. You know, and then the topic sheet gives you different ideas in how to incorporate that message as well. I think as a parent, it's good to know that climbing at the park has such a beneficial effect to future writing skills.
Yeah.
So wonderful. So after our talk time, you know, it would probably be a messy activity because it is mark making. And one thing, I like to bring everyone back. So sometimes you would do that with the story, but we've read the story. So we're gonna do a couple more songs. You can use tools like a song band. We have a big one. But for this purpose, we're gonna use a little one because there's only two of us. And if you don't have one of these fancy song bands like leggings tied together or tights or socks can do it as well.
Snoods are good.
A snood. So why don't we do a quick row, row, row your boat, because that is good for your tummy muscles, which we learned will help with your little writing muscles. Yes, here. My boys want to join too.
Of course they do.
All right. Should we just do the first verse in a crocodile so we can have a scream?
You ready?
Let's go. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Ah! Oh, I love a good scream. Thank you. That was great, Beyonce. That was a good scream.
She loves that song.
Another thing we like to use in our groups are streamers, and these are the ribbon's a bit fancy, but they're homemade streamers. So we have one for Beyonce. Let's see. She can have the yogurt because I know she likes to put things in her mouth.
She
so
does.
These are easier to wipe.
There we go.
There we go. We've got kitchen roll tubes and yogurt pots, and we've got streamers. And we're gonna sing this song, Ready And. So Ready And is a great song because it builds anticipation, but it ties into our topic because we've got our small muscles gripping and we've got our big muscles moving, so it works. So we'll just do it twice. We'll do it regular speed and then we'll do it super fast because I know you like that, don't you, Beyonce?
Yes.
All right, are you ready? And up and down and up and down and side to side and side to side and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and here we go again. Are you ready to go super fast? Ready and up and down, side to side, side to side, back and forth, and now it's time to stop. Yay! So this is a song that you can do with streamers, you can do with the body weight of your child by lifting your child. For a toddler group, that's more of a workout. You can do it with a song band. It's just a great versatile song. I've seen it done with musical instruments too, so that's really good. Now, we don't like to build the kids up on a high and then say goodbye to everyone. So we like to do a calm down. So for babies, that might be a voil with some soft music or some bubbles. For toddlers, we're going to use a magic song that we all know. Twinkle, twinkle.
Yes.
Again, we're tying in. These are really good for our fine motor skills, for our
finger workout.
Finger workout. So you ready? Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Yay! And then we'll say, some things you can do at home, just a reminder, give everyone their topic handout, some suggestions. What mark making are you guys gonna do this week?
Yep.
I can't wait to hear about it next week when you're back.
We might also prep the families for anything that's happening next week. For example, like today, if it was because we were doing messy play, that would have been prepped by last week's session by saying wear messy clothes. But depending on what the activity is for next week, we might have a bit of pre-warning for the families.
And depending on what resources your settings have, we have enough of a lending library that we sometimes do a book club with the families just to keep encouraging that book sharing, and they can borrow a book and take it back the next week. But we'll say goodbye, give everyone a warning, and we'll sing the goodbye song. So our goodbye song, just like our hello song, is one we use here in Aberdeen, but there's different versions. And often we always make sure we sing the hello with the names. But sometimes, because our sessions are busy, we might sing a goodbye song from Book Bug or something, so that we're just a bit quicker. So, but we'll sing with names. We'll start with Beyonce and Sarah again. Are you ready?
Yes.
Goodbye, Beyonce. Goodbye, Sarah. Goodbye, both of you. Come back again next week. Goodbye, Toby. Goodbye, Ben. Goodbye, Natasha. Come back again next week. Yay! And that is our demo, and we wish you all the luck on your own demos.
Good luck.